Hey, everybody. Because guess what we haven't finished? Relationships and dating from A to Z. The letters W, X, Y, and Z. So we will get through the alphabet today. Womanizers. Look, here's the thing about womanizers, so to speak, okay? I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to, okay? If you're talking about guys who like want to have sex with you but don't want a relationship, that's okay, I get that. But you have to, again, I talk about this a lot. If you're going to have sex with somebody, it's not a transactional experience, okay? Sex, you should have sex for one reason and one reason only, and that's because you want to. All right. So if you want to, and you have that experience, and then later you're saying like, oh, he didn't give me a relationship, he's such a womanizer, that you're taking the sex and you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. So you're not actually honoring yourself in that situation. If you actually want to have sex with somebody, any sex that you have in the first couple of weeks, couple months even of getting to know somebody without having had any conversation about whether or not you're monogamous, that is casual sex. I'm sorry, it just is. Why would it be anything else? It really, you're the one adding layers and meaning and all of these things to it, right? That are now turning him into a womanizer if it doesn't turn into a relationship. So I just want you to be careful about whether or not you're taking personal responsibility in calling somebody a womanizer. Now, if somebody's a player, okay, you're gonna, you're gonna have to listen to your own gut, right? If somebody's saying all the right things, and particularly if somebody's saying all the right things, and like if a guy wants a commitment like right away, he's probably very controlling, because that's really not a real natural like place to be coming from. So because it doesn't really make sense, right? You haven't gotten to know the layers of each other. So think about like get rid of the magical thinking, okay? Get very realistic about this. If you want to have sex with somebody, have sex with somebody, but don't decide that they owe you a relationship from that. Otherwise, they're a womanizer, right? That might be part of what they're doing to get to know you as well. So you have to be very clear as to what sex means to you, so that you don't pathologize essentially half the human race, all males. So, okay, wanting a commitment. Yeah, okay. You can't just want a commitment for the sake of a commitment. You want a commitment because you are crazy about this person, and because you are feeling like you want to think about future things that you can do together, or making plans, or you want to have sex without condoms or something like that. So wanting a commitment just to make you feel safe is actually loving from a fear-based place and not from a love-based place. If you want the commitment just because you need to feel safe and you need to know that they're not doing anything else with anybody else, then that's not really coming from, one, it's not coming from a very attractive place. It's also not coming from a place that's ultimately, when is the commitment going to be enough? When are you going to feel safe? At what point? I mean, things, stakes get higher as life goes on. Things get challenging. When things get challenging, you have to just realize what the commitment means to you, and why are you wanting a commitment with somebody you don't know. Let's say you want a commitment after 2 or 3 weeks, right? Why? Why would you want that? Okay, do you know him? Have you really gotten to know him? You don't know anybody until you know them until like at least 3 months. That's like a minimum, and that's just sort of a random number, but you get an opportunity to see who and how they are in the world in 3 months. You get to kind of experience a lot if you're paying attention. So for younger men, I don't know, enjoy. Younger men, yes, okay. Look, the truth is, if you're gonna date, like let's say if you're 35 and you're like, I wanna get married, I wanna have babies, okay? Younger men, they're just, particularly under 30, they're just, most of them are not going to be thinking about that. That doesn't make them bad. It doesn't mean anything, except that just not the stage of life that they're in. They are focused on building their personal capital. They're focused on creating the life that they want. And it doesn't even mean that you can't have a serious relationship with a younger man. You just want to make sure that you understand that you are voluntarily potentially closing the door to something else right? That could get you closer to the dream that you want. And this is where you have to be intentional in your dating and not passive in your dating, okay? So this is where if you have a really lovely connection with a younger man and you want to like take the risk on some months or years of your life and just really enjoy that connection for what it is, you have to do that eyes open. You have to do that eyes open, because there's a very, very good chance that you will not be the one that he ends up, moving forward and having babies with, because that might be 10 years out for him in his mind. So proceed with eyes open, right? Okay. When am I ready for love? When it can happen anytime, right? It's like saying, when am I ready to have a baby? I don't know. You're just never like this whole concept of like timing and being ready, that things are linear. Sometimes the right love makes you ready for love. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are operating from a place of love in your world, if you are operating generally from a place of compassion and gratitude, appreciation, patience, if you're operating from that place and then you're on that vibration and you start to draw somebody into your life who's also on that vibration, then maybe suddenly you make each other ready for love. I mean, I don't know, when I met Mark, I was like the second person that Mark went out with after his divorce. He was so freaked out. He was like, I'm not ready to make this decision. Love and life can kind of like bring you around ultimately to be ready. It's this idea of being ready sort of puts everything in a linear thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get ready and find myself, and then I'm gonna be ready. There's some truth to that, but it's almost like saying, like, when am I ready to get in shape? When am I ready to take care of my body? I don't know. I think I have to like get ready to be ready. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that was helpful at all. But okay. Zest for life. Yes, highly recommend it. Zest for life. I think if you have a zest for life, then you're going to have to make this a priority in relationship. You're going to want to really find somebody who can enjoy life kind of in the good times and bad, kind of like being grateful for the human experience and having a zest for life. Is if that's how you operate in the world, then you're definitely going to want to be in relationship with somebody like that. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you have like an anchor tied around your ankle, and it's going to feel like you can't share your joy. I sort of imagine somebody kind of like doing jumping jacks and jumping around in front of somebody who might be ill, and you won't feel partnered, right? If you have a zest for life and your partner doesn't have a zest for life. It doesn't mean that, over time you guys don't have ups and downs, of course. I mean, but I'm guessing this is really about an attitude and an approach to the world, right? Okay, yin yang. There's the Chinese yin yang, there's Japanese, there's all kinds of like, don't call, don't write if I get this wrong in your theory of what yin yang is, okay? I'm gonna talk about yin yang, masculine, feminine polarity. Okay, we all have masculine and feminine energy in us. We all have the yin, the yang. I was actually just talking about this in my group privately. The masculine, like the linear problem solving, doing, giving, all of that, right? That kind of linear energy, right? Getting shit done, basically, as opposed to like fluidity, receptivity, right? This is in all of us. Right? We all have both the masculine and the feminine. And whatever you do out in the world, right? Go out, kick ass, do whatever you want. I'm talking to the women right now. Go out, kick ass, do whatever you want. Be in your masculine, take over the world, blah, blah, blah. Or be in the feminine, take over the world, whatever. Both can work. But when it comes to romance, right? This opposites don't necessarily attract. Actually, it's polar opposites that attract. And so the romantic portion of your relationship, okay? The romance, the sexiness, the attraction requires polarity, particularly over time. And this is like a little garden that you want to nurture, okay? So whatever you're doing out in the world, whatever you and your partner sort of dig in your energetic, sexual, romantic relationship, you want to make sure that you're remembering, oh, you know what, like when I get home, I got to unplug, I got to get a little bit more into my receptivity, my what would that be, my yin energy? Yeah. And allow for that polarity to happen, right? You want to create the environment for that yin-yang polarity to happen. Okay. X-rated material, oh boy. Okay, if somebody's watching so much porn that they're not pursuing their partner, they're watching too much porn, okay? And that's true whether they're watching porn or not. Like if they're just masturbating in the shower too much, then they're not like wanting to have sex with their partner, that's too much masturbation, okay? So porn, X-rated material, anything that can be used together. It can be used as something that creates intimacy. It can be like, hey, what kind of porn do you look at? Or like, did you see a hot picture today? Send it to me. I mean, it's everything from that to, oh my God, if you are even clicking on that website, you're cheating on me. And I don't even know who you are. I mean, it really sort of depends on your point of view. But I do think that it's important to understand that our eroticism is our own. You cannot control your eroticism any more than you really control your dreams, that which you find erotic. And so the more resistance and fear that we put around it, the more that it can actually become a problem in our lives if we're like in total resistance to it, because then privacy becomes secrecy and now we're in a different place. So X-rated materials, I think that if you have a real issue with that, like then you want to be dating somebody who's kind of in the same place about that. God, you know, that's a tough one. It really like runs the whole gamut. So, and again, these are like topics that are thrown out, not actual questions. So, so work at getting what you want. Stop wishing. Yeah, hell yeah. This is the difference between dating by default and dating intentionally, right? If you watch my webinar, ooh, another W word. If you watch my webinar, that's what I talk about. You know, we walk around wishing and hoping, but not really being intentional about what we truly want in relationship, and kind of trying to make it work with whoever chooses us or whoever we end up, you know, swiping right on or whatever. And very quickly, particularly women, will stop actually looking at the qualities of a person and just sort of fill it in and try to make it work. I call that spackling. And so it's not even about working at what you want. It's more about just acknowledging what you want and getting really intentional about what you want, being honest about what you want, right? And because when you live in the principle that like, I have to settle for whatever I get because I'm setting the bar too high and people aren't really like this and there aren't really good guys out there and all that bullshit. I know amazing men. That is a big lie. Stop believing it. And if you just give, and I know amazing women and I know shitty men and I know shitty women. I don't hang out with them, of course, but I'm just saying like you cannot just pathologize one gender, okay? Men are not all pigs and women are not all crazy. It's just not like that. That's not real. Now, it can be what the dance looks like if you're not conscious and you're not being intentional and you're trying to turn each other into things other than what you are. But when somebody actually allows you to be authentic, that really brings out the best in you, and you can like experience incredible qualities in people, like incredible qualities. Love is inspiring. Love is amazing. We are love in love. And so if you can maybe not even think of it as work, but just think of it as just shifting your point of view about people and seeing the love in people, then you're going to attract from that place. So that's going to help you have a different experience. So as opposed to like, oh, I'm working at getting what I want in love, maybe just think of allowing what you want in love, right? Allowing it to actually be, and allowing yourself to see, oh, that's not what I want. Oh, that is what I want. Oh, I'd like more of that, please. And really just getting intentional about what you want. So it doesn't necessarily have to feel like work. Well-being. Well-being, what does Abraham say? Well-being is the dominant force in the universe. And if you don't believe that, watch a cut on your finger heal. So I guess that would just kind of go along, well-being would go along with the idea that it's okay to be intentional and want a happy, joyful, harmonious relationship, right? That adds more well-being to your life. And it requires faith, like, or whatever you want to call it, you know, possibility. It requires living in possibility and faith rather than living in fear. So, and that's for well-being, whether it's health or wealth or relationships. Last one. Feeling worthy of love. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The feeling worthy of love, of like earthly experience of love, right? But like it or not, a lot of this we learn a lot of this initially from, generally from our mother relationship. I think that whether we matter comes from our fatherly relationship. This is just sort of I'm just like yapping now about my theory. So if your experience in life is that you got approval or you felt you felt safe when you were doing things right, that was a big thing for me. If you feel like, if you know that you grew up with a performance-based worthiness, right? That's something that you really want to be aware of, right? Because then you're sort of tap dancing and performing all the time in relationship to feel worthy of what though? Of attention, of commitment, of being somebody's significant other. But are you really actually receiving the love and the witnessing and the intimacy that they're offering, right? Because you might not even realize it, but if you don't feel worthy of love, you're not receiving. And that doesn't feel good to the person who's trying to love you. And really, when you love, you're loving from such a place of need because you're not receiving, you're never getting filled up. So you don't even realize it, but you're out there doing good deeds and you're loving from this place of, I don't feel worthy, but I'm going to do all these good things to feel worthy, but you're not doing them from love. You're actually doing them from fear, and you're doing them from a place of not being enough. And so it's not actually even translating. And so you could literally be wandering around the world going, I'm such a nice person and I'm so giving and I just don't understand why I can't find love. That's why, because your worthiness is in the doingness of all of these things, as opposed to I matter because I matter, and I'm worthy of love because I am love, and I'm giving love, and I'm loving love, and I'm coming from that place, and that's what I'm attracting, and that's what I'm receiving. And it's scary as hell when you start to receive and you start to actually accept that, because you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I don't even know if I could live without it. It's scary. I gotta admit. It's scary, but it's also the most amazing thing in the world. And when you actually start feeling worthy and you start receiving love, you have so much to give. It's like, I don't know, it's magical. It's circular, it's infinity, it's all of these things. And so worthiness and feeling worthy of love, you want to check in with yourself. What is it that makes me feel worthy of love? Is it doing things? Is it doingness? Is it being thin? Is it being perfect? Is it being smart? Is it being, was it getting good grades? What was it? Like what actually, if it was getting good grades or being a good girl or being smart or doing all those things, was it love or was it safety that you were getting? What was it? If it was safety, then all that shit's fear-based. Okay. So if it's love, what did it look like to you? So be real. If you are brave enough, be clear, be real with yourself about what made you feel worthy of love and what was the love. Was it really love? So I'm here to tell you that you are love in love. If you can come from that place in your daily life and realize that the people that may be shitty to you at the market or that you experience, they're just not connected to source. They're not connected to love. They don't know that they're love, and they're just in resistance to it. And they might be sad, and they might be angry, and they might be lonely. And so if you can come from a place of love, and even if you don't like it, if you can't say like, oh, I love that person, maybe you can just be patient with them, or maybe you can just be appreciative of any quality in them. So gratitude, patience, appreciation, compassion, those are your options at any given time for others and for yourself. So, all right, we have made it through the alphabet. And thank you for joining me today. Love you guys. I'm gonna go work out now. Not very well, but I will. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye.